The behavior of the feminists, of the social justice warriors, and all the rest of it comes from their own brokenness and sociopathy. Comes from their own, bitterness and hatred and self-loathing and all the rest of it. It's very much like the world. They feel the world has hurt them, so they want to hurt it back. And what the cancer that's eating away at the heart of the American public life is it's a particular kind of female sociopathy. It's the kind of like, I can switch my brain off and wander into Planned Parenthood kind of sociopathy, as journalism becomes feminized, and as these industries become, I mean, if you look at the industry, if you look at the industries that are completely female dominated already, like publishing, everyone who works in publishing is a woman. There are almost no heterosexual men working at Simon and Schuster, for instance. These are the places where that rot has really not just set in, but eaten the entire business out, and that's why they're all insolvent and why the books they publish are so awful. This sort of mean, vindictive sociopathy of the sort of feminist social justice left is really, I mean, it's at the heart of everything that's ugly and horrible. I mean, the censorship on social media, it's men like debates. You just challenged me to one. I accepted immediately, in the full knowledge that I will probably be outmatched, but loving the prospect of it and relishing the idea because I know that I'll learn something and I'll enjoy the thing. Women don't typically like that. So they don't like confrontation. They don't like conflict, and they tend not to deal very well with it when it arrives. And this is why at schools, coursework is now being overemphasized rather than exams, because men kind of like those moments of high pressure and women don't. The censorship on social media comes from the platforms becoming feminized and turning into, this sort of domain of women where conflict and disagreement is violence, all this kind of stuff. This is the feminization of society, the loss of the idea of these heroic masculine virtues. Abortion is at the heart of all of this, because if you are able to do that to a life inside you, able to do that to a baby, it stems from the point of view of holding the belief that other people don't have value and don't have worth, or don't have the same degree of worth that you do. Or if you have no idea of your self-worth or self-confidence or value of yourself, how can anybody else be worth anything either when I feel so terrible? This is at the heart, this is at the root of leftism, and particularly the sort of feminist cultural leftism that we're all fighting against. And it's what's destroyed these industries. It's what's destroyed the press and publishing. It's what's destroying social media and Silicon Valley. And it comes from, at its heart, not seeing other people as human beings. And that's why it sounded like I was going off on a tangent then, but that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Not seeing other people as human beings, and the loss of empathy and understanding and sympathy and and humility, and just the loss of humanity that ultimately comes from not recognizing that other people are people too.
Yeah,
and that we're all created equal. That we're all people created in the image of God, and we're all worth something. The left doesn't believe that. This is why the communism uses people instrumentally, versus on the right, where we typically have more of a focus on individualism, because we respect the uniqueness and the potential and the extraordinariness of every one individual person, whereas these collectivist ideologies just treat people sort of instrumentally.